From downtown, this is Tim Kitzer from NBA Jam, and you're listening to NintenDomain Podcast. Boom shakalaka!
This week on NintenDomain, we got more Tokyo game news. Plus, I will tell you how to break Sonic Racing Crossworlds with your customization options.
I finally got UFO 50.
Traveling so fast, is this the future or the past? No stopping anyone, no stopping anyone. Grab those golden rings, those things will make your engine sing better than everyone, better than everyone. Here we go, time to blow, here we go fast like whoa. Here we go out of control.
I'm gonna put in the work, I got my power going berserk. Place no case, I don't work, I'm number one, that's for sure.
Set your goals, feel their soul. It's Sonic Racing, all around the world, faster than ever.
Yeah, now you can change all your entries for our NintenDomain 51 that we made for the Patreon. Welcome to NintenDomain Podcast, episode 491. Your place to hear Nintendo fans talk about more Nintendo news. And salute Doug Bowser on his way out of the company. I don't know if you put that on the news somewhere. I'm sure it is.
I did.
Somewhere. I didn't see it. We'll talk about it later. We are your hosts. I'm Trey Snake Master Johnson.
I'm John. My turn to open Amiibo Knitter.
Oh, yeah. Did you get some?
I did.
Yeah, I also wanted to say happy birthday to John because it's like the day before your birthday. When we're recording it, it'll be the day after your birthday when it's posted. But I did actually order something for you, but it is lost in the mail somewhere. So I was hoping it could have been part of the show to open it or whatever, but hopefully it'll be there sooner than later. Yeah, I don't know. I ordered it last week, and it said it was going to be there on Tuesday, and it is not. So I don't know what's happening with that.
And now it's going to come tomorrow, and then I'll have to wait 6 whole days with the present just sitting there wondering what it is. It's going to be very annoying.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, it's kind of a mystery to me too, as to see exactly what condition it comes in. So we will see. So that was kind of a fun thing there, but we'll get to it. But yeah, let's start off the shows we normally do and talk about games we got and games that we've been playing. I guess going off the topic of the big Amiibo sale from last week, you got some stuff. You got some stuff.
I got some stuff. So in no particular order, I'll just start with. Let's do this one. Mr. Game and Watch. There he is. Watch.
So weird. So wait, no, they're in there, right? I was like, where's all the interchangeables?
They're all there at the bottom.
They're packed behind, I guess.
Yeah, Mr. Game and Watch. For those who don't know, and I didn't know until I got this thing. You can swap them out. There's 4 different pieces. You can make them different poses and stuff.
Yeah, I thought it was in a bigger box when I got mine, but that was a long time ago. I mean. It could have been, or maybe it was whatever. But yeah, it's got interchangeables where you can switch.
Which is kind of annoying on one hand because now it's like, where do I keep all this other stuff? Like,
well, you have to buy like 4 of them, so you have enough stands to show each different version, right? But then you'll still have extra. Yeah, you'll still have extra stuff left over.
Maybe I'll do that if it's still on sale for $6. I should check.
I mean, change it depending on your mood, right? And if maybe you feel like you feel like the parachute one, maybe you feel like the hammer one,
Different pose for every day.
Yeah. I think there's the cooking one in there too, right? I don't remember.
Let's see. I'm going to find out in a second.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
It goes.
It's somebody other than me opens an Amiibo in the show. How often does that happen? Not very.
This is actually the other Amiibo that I got. One was Chibi Robo from SoCal Retro Expo. I got that with the Ziplash game, of course. And then I've got Animal Crossing, which I got at Five Below for $5, which was a full set of like 4, including KK Slider. This is my first time opening a proper Amiibo package. Just one single Amiibo.
Got to get that pop noise in there.
So, pop it. All the pieces. And there he is.
Okay, so the starting off one is just the standing there on one foot with your hands out.
There he is. All right, what's next?
What are the different ones? I saw that there was the parachute one in there.
Oh, yeah. There's a parachute one, and then I got Another pop here. This is separately sealed off.
No, that's the pop I'm looking for right there. That's the classic pop. You did, so you didn't even do it. Just pull it. Just undo it.
Other posts.
So that's so low.
Did it not pop correctly?
I mean, I just didn't hear it over here.
They're all sealed up tight here. The bell.
Okay, yeah.
The bell.
Yeah, there's the bell one.
And then the
timer.
the number.
Yeah.
The hammer, the number.
Yeah, there's the hammer number and the hammer number and the bell and the parachute.
Yep.
So that's 4, right?
4
or 3?
Amiibo and 1.
Yeah. There you go.
All right. Next we'll go for Rob.
Rob the robot.
Never had a Rob robot before. Now this is actually my first Rob. He's just a little smaller. You have a Rob?
Yeah, I showed him last week. He's right here.
I mean, do you have a proper Rob?
No. I do not have a real Rob. No. I never really cared enough to get one, and I'm sure they're not cheap. It doesn't really mean anything to me. Like I never wanted one or cared about it or knew anything about it really.
One of my first NES experiences was with Gyromite, so I would be interested in getting one. My neighbor had.
It seems like everyone I've seen is broken or looks broken.
Is it broken? What do you mean?
No, not yours. I'm talking about real Robs.
Real Robs.
I'm talking.
I'll be like, what? I got a broken one?
No, not the Amiibo. The Amiibo looks fine. No, I'm talking about real, like
it's
actual
beautiful.
Old NES Robs. They all kind of look. They always look in really bad shape. The ones that I've seen.
Well, I like that this Amiibo's eyes are actually like translucent. That's cool. Like the actual Rob would be.
And like the new Cardboard Virtual Boy and Labo Virtual Reality are. They both have those sort of eyes. Maybe you could say they go all the way back to Rob even.
Then finally we've got Rob's brother in light sensitive entertainment, Duck Hunt here.
The Duck Hunt dog, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it came as like it might have all came in one package originally. Maybe the Game & Watch and the Duck Hunt dog and the Rob all came together. Because I remember it being in a bigger package. And maybe that's what I waited outside of the GameStop for at 6 a.m. Was that one?
That makes sense. All the real classic ones, the oldest of the bunch. All right, and then here he is. There, I should say. Duck Hunt dog and the duck. Very cute.
There it is. Yeah, originally it was in a 3-pack of Rob, Game & Watch, and Duck Hunt. I was right. And you can buy. I just found one randomly on eBay for $45 for all 3 of them. But
$18 for all 3.
It came in a 3-pack when I got it. I was like, I remember it being in a bigger container, and yeah.
Did they call it like the classic pack or something? Some kind of allusion to why these 3 are together?
Yeah, it's called the Retro 3-pack.
Oh, nice.
So, and that's what I waited in line for. I was gonna say I don't think I waited in line for just one, like because I think I got a couple of them, and yeah, I got them all together. So yep.
And there it is.
But I opened all of them, so it doesn't. I had to look it up online to remember that because I don't have that case anymore. But there you go. You got 3 more Amiibo now.
3 more Amiibo.
Do you feel like so much richer now? You can scan them and you can get like a piece of a rock on Donkey Kong Bonanza or something like that.
That's the reason I got it. I'm gonna scan it, get that rock. I'm gonna throw these away.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. I don't think they're really. I don't think they've had much use aside from looking at them for years. But I guess you can scan it on Breath of the Wild and get yourself a treasure or something like that. I think it works for
I'm
Tears
so
of the
glad to
Kingdom
know that
too,
the
right?
functionality is there, even if I'm never going to use it. I like knowing that it's there.
You could still use it. Yeah, it's not as cool as it used to be. Like, I think one of the best things. Well, obviously, Super Mario Maker 1 had like the best use of Amiibo because you could scan Amiibo to get specific sprite skins for your levels, and every Amiibo that was out at the time had its own like 8-bit little sprite that you could use in levels that you created, which was amazing. But also, Yoshi's Woolly World on Wii U. There was a different like yarn pattern for every single Amiibo that was available at the time. So you could wear like a Samus, like you could become like Yoshi Samus and like Yoshi Mario and all these different things. And I think those were the 2 coolest uses of Amiibo since the beginning, and they just don't do that anymore. but they used to. I mean, that was in the Wii U at the beginning of the Amiibo, where they're like, we're gonna actually do cool stuff with them, and now they don't really do anything anymore. But those like the Woolly World Amiibo skins were so cool that all of them were on there. You know, like everything that was out had a different one, and I like that. I like that detail. But it was like, you know, I mean, Crafted World didn't have that. You know, they didn't do that when that came around. So, which makes Woolly World a much better game.
Well, I actually have one more unboxing.
Oh yeah,
surprise unboxing. Yep.
Oh geez.
Because I got something today for my birthday.
Unboxing for an audio podcast. Well, for the patrons, patreon.com/NintenDomain podcast at the $5 level, you can see the video of it early and unedited as I announce it.
Well, this is an unboxing that we've never heard before on this podcast. So enjoy this novel sound of me unboxing my new Alarmo.
Oh, God. Oh, wow. You got an Alarmo? Wow.
I did. I got the Alarmo.
Someone bought that for you?
Yep. For my birthday.
$100. Did you ask for it?
I did ask for it. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, interesting. Yeah. Well, we can, we can have our own Alarmo minute. Like 8-4 does, and just tell it, and for as long as you can remember it, talk about your Alarmo. I guess I heard there's a setting where you can have it do a random different, do a different theme for each time you wake up. Which, I mean, that's kind of cool. I guess
I'll probably do that.
Not for 100 for me, but I mean, as opposed to my alarm clock that's on my phone that already plays Nintendo music, it would be cool for it to be able to change and me not having to do it on my own. I guess. But yeah, you get to test it out and see if it can read, because I've heard it can be weird depending on how your room is set up, and if you have other people sleeping with you, it can mess with it too.
If I will actually use this as an alarm, I don't know. But this was weird Nintendo, and so that's why I wanted it. I had to get it.
You can always just set it up as a clock in a room you don't have a clock in or something like that.
That's true.
As an extra clock or something, here's my
I could put it $100
clock. Yeah.
A good idea. Except I've said it before on the show. I have an alarm clock which I love. It's a sunlight alarm clock, so it turns light on, simulates sunlight. Works very well. I have no need for this Alarmo, but I wanted it because it's Weird Nintendo, and I have to get Weird Nintendo. I never saw myself going out and buying it necessarily because it is pretty expensive, $100. But as a birthday gift, cool. I'm glad to get it.
Yeah, as a thing you don't have to buy.
Yeah, this is from my parents, so thank you, Mom and Dad.
There you go.
All right, so I got the seal opened up, and here it comes. Nintendo always packs their boxes really tight, don't you think?
Probably, yeah. I don't know. The only ones I open are the Amiibo.
Even the console, the Switch 2. I don't want to rip this box. That took extra time to open it. I was so excited to get the console, but it was so firmly closed. I want to rip it, All right, here it's open. Pulling it out now.
Is it even? Is it charged? Even?
I think so.
I mean, you have to charge it, right?
Most of these things nowadays, they come with a little charge.
Yeah, it's it has a you got to plug it in, right? It's not. It doesn't take batteries.
No, it doesn't take batteries. I think you can, you can leave it unplugged or whatever. All right, there it is.
There's that weird red.
Ooh,
I can see
infinity reflection.
I can see myself in it because it's reflecting the screen there.
All right, I don't know what to do.
Weird, yeah. I mean,
all right, more on Alarmo later.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's gonna take the next hour for you to try to figure out how to set that thing up.
Right.
We don't have that kind of time.
I showed it too. So yeah,
but yeah, you can do your Alarmo update next week. Which you mess
take a second to plug it in,
mess around with it, get it set up or whatever. Is it bigger or smaller than you thought it would be?
It's the same size I thought it would be. I mean, I've seen it at the store.
Oh, you've seen them.
Yep.
I think
when I saw it at the store, it was smaller than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Cool.
So I guess, do you want me to just finish up my stuff?
Sure. Why not? You're already taking the stage with all your physical items here that you have.
I suppose. Yeah. Stealing the thunder. All right. So what I did this week in Hitman, there's a new mission, a new elusive target, which guest stars Bruce Lee. So when you hear that, you might think, as I did, wait, you have to kill Bruce Lee? No, this one, thankfully, you don't have to kill Bruce Lee.
It's like Bruce Lee's already dead. You don't
Right.
have to. You don't have to do it. He
It's
died.
already
He died
done,
a long
yep.
time ago.
No, this one, Bruce Lee is he's also he's a secret agent with British intelligence. He's like an informant, doubling as movies. He's not playing anyone else. Like Jean-Claude was playing someone else, and Mads Mikkelsen was playing somebody else. No, this is Bruce Lee, the martial artist extraordinaire. And the setup here is
but who is playing Bruce Lee? Because it's not Bruce Lee playing.
It's not actually
Bruce
him,
Lee.
though, obviously. Although that would be some amazing foresight on his part, 60 years ago to record dialogue.
Yeah, they
Hitman.
found some old tapes that
Right.
he had recorded dialogue on, and they got him in there.
So yeah, you play as basically his bodyguard. So there's a martial arts tournament going on, and he has to win the tournament, basically not just for the tournament's sake, but in order to obtain a goal that the British intelligence has. I don't remember the details of it, but essentially, yeah, the world relies on Bruce Lee winning this martial arts tournament, right? And meanwhile, there's the main opponent, who is named the Dragon, unimaginatively, is out to kill Bruce Lee. But he's not going to do it just outright on the mat or whatever. He's got assassins at the tournament trying to do it on the sly. So you have to kind of follow Bruce Lee around and monitor the situation, look for anything suspicious, and intercept the assassins, take them out before they take out Bruce Lee. And so I tried it, and it's pretty cool. I didn't get all the way through it. Now, you might have heard I already talked about these elusive missions before. Basically, these are one-off things. You try it once, and if you lose, that's it. You can never try it again, right? One sort of caveat to that is there's like certain steps in these missions, and so like you can, if you mess up, you can hit pause and restart the mission up to a certain point. But basically, once you've taken out the first assassin, that's go time. You can no longer exit, retry again. So being that this is like a pretty different kind of mission and like pretty sensitive and like intensive even from the jump, I have like started and reset this mission 10 times. Like I felt like, oh, I messed up there. I got to restart it. So this one's like, I feel like it's a bit of a spinning plates kind of mission. Like you got to do 5 different things at once. Make sure, you got to suss out who the assassins are. There's no like hints as to who they are. In other modes in this game, you can hit his sort of spidey sense. You can kind of see where the targets are. Mm-hmm. For these elusive targets, that's the whole point. That system is turned off, so you can't figure out who they are. You have to like observe and figure it out yourself. Yeah, but I feel like I've sort of messed up a few times and like didn't quite want to get to the point where I had killed one of the guys yet, because I just didn't want to set things into motion in a negative way. So I don't know. I'm probably going to keep playing this throughout the month. It's available until November 20th. So
oh wow, I
got some time to try and get there. But yeah, once I hit that first assassin, that's it. I'm plugged in and I gotta go. So I really want to get this one because I haven't got a whole lot of these. I think I've only got 1 or 2. They're really hard. Yeah, they're a good challenge. So that's that. And the other big news for me is I got UFO 50 this week.
Yeah, look at that. I wasn't really sure if you cared that much about that game or not, because
I wanted to get it.
It kind of came and went, and I figured it was, you were kind of interested in it, but you're kind of interested in a lot of things. So it's like, will that actually go through or not?
Well, what happened was it was Sunday. I had a day off. I'd already done most of my tasks for the weekend and whatever. It's like I got a whole afternoon. I've been playing Hitman already. I need to play something else. So, yeah, UFO 50 seemed like just a ticket, and it was. I like it.
It wasn't on sale or anything. You just
Nope.
decided to go for it.
Just decided to go for it. Yep. and I've only played about half the game so far. In fact,
I mean,
sure I've played exactly half the games.
I was gonna say that's still like 25 games. That's a good amount of games there. I don't know if I've even played half of them. Actually, I have. I've played most of them, but I still haven't like done all of them. I think there's still like a couple. Well, because the color changes once you pick it once, and because you like dust it off, and it'll be like in color and all that. And I think there's still a couple that I have left. I don't remember if I played them all or not. It's been actually a few weeks since I played the game, but yeah. I mean, what did you play so far? Thus far,
the last one that I played, I've been playing them just sequentially, and the last one that I played this afternoon was the party one, which I really like. That's cool.
By sequentially, by like chronologically.
Yeah, chronology, yeah, correct.
Because you can switch it to different things. I think it starts off like, by date. So you can go from like beginning to end and all that. Yeah, the party one is the one I've played. The last time I played it was that one. And did you get? Have you achieved anything? Have you done any of the missions in the party game yet?
No, basically the only one. There's 6 modes in the party one, right? And the only one that I played is the first mode where you try to get the alien to come to your party.
Yeah,
you have to
get 4 of them actually, which is I've had 3 of them. Is as far as I've gotten, but you have to get 4 aliens to come to your party. So you have to basically figure out the quickest way to get enough points to like unlock the aliens and to get enough space to you need to build up your money to get more space in the party room, and you need to like build up your popularity also so you can get different characters in there that will get more popularity, or whatever. So
that one's like a strategy game.
It's kind of like a deck. It was Jeremy said it's like a deck builder sort of, where the party members are like your cards that you're collecting. It's like a roguelite deck builder.
Yeah, somebody brings more popularity. Somebody brings more money. Like you invite a rock star he's good for popularity and for money. But maybe he
rich friends that'll just bring money. That's one of them too. Yeah.
There's people who are like sort of rowdy. They bring in more popularity, but there's risk because the cops are going to come. You have too many of those people. It's pretty well balanced little game there. I'm enjoying it. I found myself.
One thing I was doing last time I played it is you get like the hippie girls, like they take down the danger level, so you can have more popular people and not have the cops called. Like they've been really good, and the dancers also. If you get enough of the dancers, they'll like multiply off each other. So I think like 1 is like 7, but if you get like 4 of them, it can be like 30 or something like that. Like you can really, and also if you get the guys like the chauffeurs or whatever that'll grab specific ones, like they're good to have too. Because then you can like like say you're about to have the cops called, you can go and look and see who's next, or you can select like one of the hippie girls to come in to like make it not so dangerous or whatever. That's what I noticed, but I still have not been able to get. I've been getting really close to getting the 4th alien, and I've still only gotten 3, and I've gotten a few times. So, but yeah, I like that game. It's a great editing game because I can kind of play it without thinking about it. Because I already know
no one coming to kill you or whatever.
Because I know what I know what the different things do, and all the different and you can do the other ones too. And whenever you try a different like goal or whatever, the characters are different. They're not all the same like for everything. So I tried a different one just for the hell of it, and I was like, oh wait, I don't know any of these because they're all completely different than they were from the last one. So maybe I should just stick to the alien one because I know those ones a lot better. But yeah, that one's cool. Like I guess Jeremy beat that one. I think that was one that he got to everything, because I think after you beat it, you get to kind of like mess with it and like choose your own terms. So you could make like, oh, I want this many of this type of person or whatever, and you can kind of break the game, which sounds cool.
The one that I really got into was tactics, though. That one snagged me for like 2 hours on the first playing.
Yeah, I'm surprised on that one because that's kind of more of a strategy game. That's like a real time strat game there.
It's like real time strategy meets like, I don't know, Tetris or something, because like the characters are constantly moving toward this. Basically, like imagine in the way that like a chessboard is set up, right? You have one side, your enemy has the other side, and you have these different characters that have different attacks, and they're constantly automatically moving toward the center. And essentially you're trying to like push your way to the other person's board by, taking out the other enemies like one by one and stuff. So I don't know, I just thought it had a really strong hook. It was simple to learn. And I don't know, just it has, again, to use the same term, it's sort of like spinning plates quality. Like, it's fun for me to manage, this and then that and then that and the other thing too. When they get that just right, if it's not too overwhelming or whatever, it can be really like enticing and addictive, gameplay element. And they nailed it here.
I like that one. I didn't beat it all the way though, because I was playing it, just trying to play it while editing, and there's a lot to watch. You got to pay attention.
Yeah, you got to pay attention.
You really got to pay attention. So I got about halfway through it maybe, but I did really like it. But I didn't like complete it all the way just because I didn't have the attention to put. I wasn't able to put full attention into it at the time.
It's the only one that I beat so far. Yep.
I think I forgot it last week, but Quibble Race. Have you played that one? Do you know what that is?
Not yet.
That's the only one I've beaten is Quibble Race. That's the one where like it's kind of like you can you like bet on these different aliens that are racing or whatever. Like you pick a character and you bet on these different things that are racing. But there's like stuff that can happen to them, like they can get attacked or whatever. But you can also like take one and sponsor it and train it. And basically, I won by basically taking one and sponsoring it and just putting all my money into making it the best. And then whenever it raced, I bet all my money on it, and then I won, and then I won a ton because I had raced it to be a good like horse or whatever the fuck it is, like a racing thing. And then all you have to do is just beat everybody else. In the end, when you have the most money, then you win. That's the end of the game. So that's the one that I beat because I remember Jeremy saying it was one of the easiest ones to beat. So I went and beat it like the day after. It was pretty. I mean, it took me a few times to get through it. To figure out kind of how to do it. But yeah, once I realized, well, I can just sponsor one and I'll just keep training it until it gets pretty good. And then once it goes up, then I'll just throw all my money into it, like all the money that I have. And depending on the odds, you can get a ton of money off of that. But yeah, it's a mixture of like betting and also like training, but also you can hire people to try to fuck over the other ones that people are betting on, and there's odds and stuff like that. And I beat that one. So that one's a pretty easy one.
Yeah, those are the only ones that I really like.
That really stuck out to you?
Well, not that really stuck out to me, but that I got some like serious time with. There's a couple others that stuck out. I liked the one where you're a submarine. That was pretty fun. I didn't play that for too long though.
Yeah, I forget the name of that one.
Kick Club. Yeah, the one that you showed me. I really like that one.
That's the soccer one, right?
Bubble. Yeah.
Yeah, where it's kind of like Bubble Bobble meets soccer or whatever. And,
yeah, that one's a good one.
Yeah, that one was a fun one. Yeah, there's a lot of good, like, drop you right into it, don't really tell you anything, but still has a lot of depth to it. I know you like those sort of games.
I do, yeah. I like that about this whole collection. Like, I think they nailed that about simulating the NES era when it was just like you turn the game on. I don't know if you were like me. I think most kids were in this regard. You just, when you got your game, you just put it in. You never looked at the manual. The manual kind of like stayed in the box. You just
depending,
play the game and try to figure it out. That's like I'm reminded of often when I'm playing a game with my nephew. He likes to know all the moves first, and he's like, "How do I do this? How do I do that?" My common response to him is, I'll always say, "Push buttons, figure it out." And eventually, you just get there, and that's like kind of what these games are. You just push buttons, figure it out. Yeah, in 5 minutes, you got it. It's very reminiscent of how things were back then.
Yeah, it's the old easy to play, hard to master. It's like very much the formula for a lot of Nintendo games. It seems like, pick up and play, but then there's a lot more complexity beyond that. Well, I'm glad you got it. That'll be there'll be plenty of hours for you to play on that. I'm wondering how many games Jeremy has gotten through during the travel times. I mean, I think they got to be in Thailand now because the last we saw was a picture of a giant weed store, and that's 100% not in Japan because weed is very illegal there. So that's it. So they must have left Japan by now.
Yeah, the store was called like Cool Weed Man or something.
It was called like Crazy Weed Man, and it had like a giant, marijuana leaf on the front of it. And I was like, that's not in Japan. There's no way that's in Japan. So they're somewhere else now. Maybe he'll be back next week. Maybe not. I was thinking maybe we'd see him next week. But
What day is he supposed to get back? I forget.
I don't know. He didn't tell me. I never found out. He said sometime in October is what I got before he left.
Right.
So it didn't seem.
Take your time, man. Enjoy it.
So I'm guessing they'll be back next week, but I don't know. I really don't know. It's you'll find out when we find out, and we'll do a Patreon episode all about it whenever they return, which I was hoping was like later this week or early next week, just so we could record it next week. But anyway, yeah, UFO 50. I'm glad you got it. It's a good game. Have fun. Have you played Warp Tank? Did you play that one?
No.
That's a cool one. Try that one out.
Look forward to it.
That's another one that's kind of reminds me of Metal Storm. Metal Storm was a game that I really liked on NES, where you played as a robot, where you could basically change the gravity from the top to the bottom. Warp Tank kind of does that too, but it's like it's like get from point A to point B, 2D side scrolling, but with like the warping is going from the top to the bottom. Even though there is diagonal stuff too that you run into later that makes it a little bit more difficult, but I thought that was a really cool jump right into it. I think Camouflage is really cool too. It's the one with the little lizards where you.
Oh yeah, I like that one.
Where you change the color depending on what you're on, and it's
That
kind
one
of
reminds me very much of Lolo.
Yeah, it has the Adventures of Lolo feel to it, but it has an undo button, which is really nice. So whenever you fuck up, you can just go back to what you did before you fucked up, and you don't have to go all the way back to the beginning of the level.
It's nicer than a suicide button.
Yeah, but I mean it's cool. I thought that you might be into that one. So yeah, but yeah, continue to explore those games. I wanted to mention just last week we talked about TGS a little bit, but there was like a lot of stuff that I missed because I hadn't really watched all of the Yakuza Kiwami Direct, and I just wanted to mention some stuff there. Because I did watch all of it like right after we recorded last week, and I was like, oh shit, because all I watched was the 6-minute trailer for the two games, so I didn't really know a whole lot, and I watched some gameplay of it, and they're completely overhauling the whole game. Like I think originally I thought like, oh yeah, Yakuza 3, cool, like they'll release that again, but they're basically bringing a lot of stuff into it that was in the Like a Dragon games, like Infinite Wealth and that sort of thing. So I know Jeremy was always really talking about really wanting to play Infinite Wealth, which was the last like RPG one that they did. But what was really cool about it is there was a Segway in there that you could like drive around on. You could do the little Segway thing with the wheels, and you could drive around like Hawaii with that. And there was a bunch of different like mini games like involved with that thing. So I was watching a Nintendo World Report did like a little gameplay thing of Yakuza 3, and I saw the Segway, and I was like, oh shit. I wonder if you can do like the Crazy Taxi delivery game on there, because apparently there was like a really cool side game that you could play in Infinite Wealth, where you're basically like doing like Grubhub or DoorDash or whatever with your Segway, but you're doing flips and stuff, and it's kind of like Crazy Taxi, but you're doing like deliveries, and that sounded like really intriguing to me. And also Infinite Wealth had like this Animal Crossing mini game in it, where you go to this island and you talk to everybody and all that stuff. Well, it seems like this has this as well. Like they're kind of bringing that into. Because in Yakuza 3, like, Kiryu pretty much retires, he retires from the Yakuza or whatever, or retiring from fighting. And he goes and he starts an orphanage in Okinawa. So, like, half the game takes place at this orphanage in Okinawa because, most Yakuza members are orphans before they're brought into the world. And, Kiryu was, and he finds Haruka in one, and, she's his heart or whatever. He starts this orphanage to raise her plus other orphans. And it has this whole Animal Crossing thing involved with that too, and kind of like Stardew Valley as well. Like you can, you have a farm and you can grow crops and sell them, but it also has like this whole relationship mechanic with, doing favors for the orphans and like getting to know them and like getting them to trust you in different, like that sort of thing, like kind of an Animal Crossing type of thing, which I really wanted to play in Infinite Wealth, and it looks like they're bringing that into Kiwami 3 as well. So I'm extra excited about that now that I know about that, which is really cool. And they talked about like that they redid the battle system. Like there's more stuff in it that wasn't in there in the original one, and so on and so forth. Oh yeah, there's a raid mode now, which there was a raid mode in the Yakuza 0 Director's Cut that was on Switch 2, but that's also going to be on 3, so I don't need to get Yakuza 0 to see this raid mode. I can do it on this other game. But there is and Kiryu has a motorcycle in that as well, and you can unlock Ichiban in a motorcycle, I think, just for pre-ordering it. But yeah, there's just all this extra stuff that I didn't realize. And the Dark Ties takes place revolves around Mine, who's like one of the main villains in 3, and it's kind of like it's basically kind of like a prequel to 3. So you can see what happened to Mine before he met up with Kiryu, and also Kanda is in there, and there's this like mini game evolving around taking care of your brother Kanda. I think Kanda Damage Control is what it's called. So it looks like there's a lot of extra stuff in there to fuck around with. Plus, the Yakuza 0 Director's Cut is coming to PS4 and 5 and Xbox Series X and S. The Switch 2 exclusive now is coming to the other systems. And Yakuza Kiwami 2, 1 and 2 are also coming to other systems in December, which I saw that. And just as an aside in the Nintendo World Report video, the full arcade of Virtua Fighter 2 is in Yakuza Kiwami 2. You can play it whenever you want in the Sega arcade. So I always like that when they put entire arcades in there. And there is no Virtua Fighter 2 on Switch in any way. So if you want to play it, you can play it through that game. So that makes me excited. Also, they announced that they're doing another live action show or something. They said a live action production starring Kiryu. Done, Japanese one, not like that Amazon thing or whatever, which, happened and then nobody heard anything about it after. But they're doing their own specific Japanese live-action drama thing, and it's made by the people who did Nihon Tuitsu, which I don't know what that is, but I guess they're well-known in Japan. They mentioned that in the direct, and then they went on to show some footage of Stranger Than Heaven, like their other one that's like Yakuza but takes place further in the past. I'm wondering if that's going to be a Switch game or if that's only going to be a PS5 game. But that game looks really cool too. But yeah, there was a lot more. There's a lot more news on there. I don't know if you watched any of the. Did you see any of the Resident Evil Requiem footage from TGS? Did you see any of that?
No.
Oh, okay. I watched some of it. There was a demo. It's just cool to see it move around. I've seen it, and I guess people did play it on Switch there and said that it works pretty well for Switch too. So that's good to know. It was
more comments on the hair.
Nobody said anything about the hair aside. Not that I heard, I guess. But I watched a video of it. It was from a demo, but I think it was probably on PS5. But it was basically you wake up in this like hospital room, like flipped upside down with all this like shit stuck in your arms or whatever, and you have to get out of it, and then you have to escape this hospital area with this ginormous like creature like following you, which looks pretty scary. And you can switch it between third person and first person at any time, so that's cool. And I guess I saw Capcom said that most Americans liked it first person and Japanese liked it third person. I'm personally going to play it third person because I always liked it that way better. But it's cool that you can switch
Resident
it.
Evil. I would try it.
But what was it? Resident Evil Village was like, Resident Evil 7 and 8 both were in first person, but 8 Village, they added a third person version later. So I actually got the DLC that had that on there, and then I played through most of it again in third person. So it's cool that they're giving you that option now. You can do it however you want. I always liked, I don't know, the third person feels more like the old school Resident Evil stuff for me. So that's
I think they went first person because of the PSVR, and they wanted to give that a shot, and that was
maybe
success.
So.
I've heard it was good, a good way to play that game actually.
Yeah, I guess they're not. Well, from what I heard, they are not doing a VR version of Requiem. Like it's not getting a
Sony's
PSVR.
not doing a VR version of anything. So
yeah, well, I mean, there was one of Village and 7. So, and I heard it's good. I guess if you can afford that, but yeah, they're kind of abandoning that. Maybe that was a part of it, but also I felt like maybe it, since they really needed to like change the way that Resident Evil games were, maybe that was part of just like making it feel different, but still in the same world and all that is what I thought. But yeah, and what was it? There was some amiibo that I saw on there from Monster Hunter 3. More $40 amiibo probably. Monster Hunter Stories 3, I guess, whatever. But yeah, I just wanted to mention a couple of things there from TGS before I forgot. There was a big Pokemon Legends wrestling event that happened. I don't know if you watched any. I don't know if you watched any of that link or not. I watched the whole thing. I watched all of it.
How was it?
It was great. I mean, it's all in Spanish, so
it's all luchadors, right?
Yeah. Well, it's CMLL, which CMLL is actually a company that does a lot of stuff with AEW. So I recognize some of the wrestlers because they do crossovers a lot. between. So I saw like Heihachi and Mystico, like they're on AEW pretty often, and there was a third guy, I don't remember his name, that was also, but they did like these team matches where they had like 2 or 3 together, and they all kind of it just kind of blew my mind. Like there was this like Nintendo sponsored like
wrestling,
Spanish wrestling lucha libre thing, because they had like people in like full on Pokemon costumes, like on the ramp. Like when the characters would come in, you got somebody in a big Pikachu suit, you got a big Eevee there, and they're there for the whole thing. And they would do like little like animations of the characters like in between matches and all that, and like everybody like had a specific outfit that was like based around a Pokemon or something like that. And like the main event was like it was like this group of like 4 wrestlers versus 4 wrestlers, but like one of them represented Howlucha, which is like the Lucha Libre Pokemon, and the other one was Machamp, which is like the big fighter guy that has like the 4 arms that kind of looks like Goro or whatever. And they did like a best 2 out of 3, like Machamp versus Howlucha, and they all kind of had outfits that were inspired by the Pokemon. It was just really cool to watch. Like I didn't understand any of the commentary, but I don't, you don't need to. It's wrestling. You know what's happening here. But
right.
It was really fun to watch, like just to put in the background, or I would just, put it on for, I didn't watch the whole thing at once. I'd watch like 20, 30 minutes and then turn it off and then turn it on again when I'm eating or whatever and watch some more of it, or like when I'm on the bike or whatever, I'd watch more of it. And it was just cool. And I was just like, I was like, man, this would have like blown my mind when I was a teenager, just seeing like a full on wrestling event that was fully like they weren't hiding it. Like the fucking mat, the wrestling mat said Pokemon Legends ZA like on it in the font and all that. Like, they were sponsoring it like 100%. And they did these little like CGI animations like with the art style and all that, like in between matches. I was like, wow, this is cool. This is incredible. And
did you give any sort of this event was not like you didn't have like subtitles on it or anything like that, did you? So you were just watching the wrestling and guessing what was happening and all that, right?
I mean, I've seen enough wrestling matches to know what's happening.
The question I wanted to ask,
and I can speak enough Spanish to know some of. I know some things. I took 3 years of Spanish in high school.
Was there any sort of explanation within this, this wrestling world of why all of a sudden this one match they're doing Pokemon? I
mean, the whole thing was themed. I don't know. I think it was just. I mean, the whole event was called like Pokemon Legends ZA Lucha Libre or whatever. They didn't hide it. I mean, I guess. I had seen like rumors of it online of like them crossing over, because in Pokemon Legends ZA there's a mega evolution of Howlucha, like I said. So I'd heard of them crossing over, but yeah, I mean, why not? I guess it was cool. They had like they had like paper Pokemon hats that they obviously handed out there that everybody was wearing in the audience. People brought their Pokemon plushies. Like it was the audience was into it. They were very into it. Like they were all wearing their Pokemon shirts, and I mean it seemed to be a pretty good turnout. Like it looked full. It looked like a big stadium. So it was cool to watch. Like it felt like watching New Japan Pro Wrestling, which I do watch from time to time, because AEW crosses over with that too, because AEW pretty much was born from New Japan Pro, so it's kind of like, you'll see a lot of people that you recognize between both of them. But it was just a really cool thing to see, and I just want to mention that. But yeah, what was it? I tried, because I was so excited about Kiwami. I tried going back to play Kiwami 1, and I just kind of like went straight into whatever the main story was, and I got stuck in this like on rails shooting part where you have to shoot all these guys in the cars that are chasing you, and they keep running into you, and I kept dying over and over again, and I had to quit. I think I rage quit because I couldn't get through it. It's driving me crazy. But the main game I've been playing more than anything, as I said in the top, is Sonic Racing Crossworlds. It dropped like right after we recorded last week. Well, I guess we recorded in the daytime, so it was much later. But regardless, it dropped at 11 o'clock on Wednesday night last week. And Sonic Racing Crossworlds was it was like I played through like I played through like the stuff in there's like 3 different, there's your regular speed, there's fast speed, there's sonic speed, and there's supersonic speed. And I didn't do the easiest one. I just went to like fast speed, and I went through all those. And then I started doing sonic speed, and I went through all the fast ones, and I was like, yeah, this is fun, but But I was like, it doesn't seem like that much. But when I started to get into tinkering with the stuff that you use in your cars and all that, that's where it started becoming like more interesting to me. And I've already put like over 10 hours into it since last week, because I just sat down and tried and played through all of the Sonic Speed ones, and I've been trying to do the Super Sonic Speed ones now, and they're fucking hard. They're hard as fuck. It's hard AF, as I said in the notes here. It reminds me of like 150cc, but probably faster than that. You could even say that it's more equivalent to 200cc, because this one has 4 difficulty levels instead of 3, like Mario Kart normally does. But I mean, the AI, the characters are smart. Like, I had one where I was tailing, my rival, and I threw a punching, I threw the punching glove at them, and they blocked me. Like, they threw an item back and blocked it, and I was like, what? You don't do that. You never do that. So stuff like that. I know they do that in the Mario Kart world also, but it was like, I was just, and it's like one of those things where you feel like you're doing really, really well. I'm like, man, I'm doing so great. This is so fast. And it's like, you look at your place and you're in 9th, and you're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
why am I getting destroyed here? But no, I found this really cool, like build that I've been fucking around with. As I said earlier, I called myself the Snake Master, because I made my own like snake build. So if you remember like F-Zero,
Yes.
the snaking and all that they talked about, and that's what some people call power sliding, which I still call it power sliding. But when you grind around the corners and you get a boost, like when you grind it for a certain amount of time. So
Sure.
basically, what I did in this, you do the same thing, and in this one there's 3 levels, but there's you get these different things that you can get to modify your cars, and it'll build up, and eventually you'll get 6 different spots that you can use. There's different items that'll take up 2 or 3 spots. Some will take 1 spot. You kind of want to do the right like amount of things to make your cart do the right thing. And I saw that you could get things to equip to your cars that make the grind level like go up quicker. So like on level 1, you can make it go like double fast. Or level 2, you make it double fast. Level 3, you make it double fast. So I equipped all of those, and I also added one where you get a 4th level. And what I didn't realize is that once you get to the 4th level, whenever you like get your boost, you become invincible like for a certain amount of time. So it's basically like getting a star right when you hit all of the grind levels. So it can get, if you're really good at it, you can kind of break some of the levels in that way. Like it's like you have to know the levels well, like you still have to be able to race right. But I've had ones where I had like a huge lead, like even on the supersonic level. So I kind of found the good build for me. And like, since I'm basing all of this on like power sliding and boosting and all that, I made a specific car that has like made the boost level really high. So I made one of those little surfboards that they have from like Sonic Riders. I used one of those, and I just bought a bunch of different parts that would basically make like my acceleration and my handling and my boost like really high. So since I'm boosting constantly, I'll always be going faster. And those little surfboards are easier to maneuver, so you can do like the power sliding easier, that sort of thing. And I've been using a Hatsune Miku, which I think she's from like Space Channel, right? Like Space Channel 5, one of those.
No, she's like a I don't know, a Japanese idol, like an animated idol.
Yeah, she is, but she was also in the Space Channel 5 game.
Maybe she was in it. I don't know, but
I was trying to
she
figure
didn't
out.
originate there.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out where she came from, because I was like, I know she's in Space Channel because I've seen her there, but I guess she's like a VTuber or something, right? I thought it was really weird. Like you get her for free if you like she was a pre-order bonus or whatever. So like that's what the extra character was, and I was just using her because she's the only character that has like a boost, that has an extra boost ability. None of the other ones do. Like she's the only one that has that. So it worked into my whole like formula for basing it around boosting and acceleration and all that, which is like how I would do my loadout for like Mario Kart 8, because that's what helped me get through the 150s, is like do like super high acceleration and super high handling, so I can control it better. And it would still be like, even though my speed is low, I still would end up with a huge lead, at the end if I did things right. Like I could have actually like to go through the world right. But yeah, once I started doing this build, it's become like a lot more fun. And I've been like doing like going through the there's like time trials for each level too. And if you like get A's in enough of the course time trials, you unlock more music and you can make your own jukebox, so you can unlock stuff from like Sonic Adventure 2 and 1 and all these older Sonic games, and you could build your own like playlist for the game by doing that. Cool. So I've been doing that as well. And there was another build that I saw online where you can like make it to where you just get rings, because once you get the maximum amount of rings, your top speed gets higher. So you can do stuff where like, oh, you get 30 rings when you start off when you do the start off right, when you start the race, or you'll get like 5 rings from somebody else whenever you run into them, or you'll get 5 rings when you run over like a boost ramp, or you get 2 rings every time you flip, like when you're jumping off a ledge or whatever. So there's like all this cool stuff that you can do to tweak the game, and that's like added so much more like the depth to it for me. So I was kind of like the first day or two playing on it, I was like, oh, this is okay, and then like a few days later, I was like, oh, this game is awesome. So it's gotten to the point. It's really gotten my hooks into it. It's got its hooks into me. And there's some really cool levels that I like in there. Like there's Pumpkin Mansion, which is basically the Halloween horror level.
Tell me what rap about pumpkins is in there.
Well, I mean, I have to unlock it. I don't have it yet.
Oh, okay.
I got to get that music through the time trials. But no, yeah, it is based on Pumpkin Hill, but you could see a little bit of House of the Dead in there too. I am a little disappointed that everything is based around Sonic. I don't think there's really any like Sega ones, like I was talking about last week. I was like, I want to see more Sega stuff, but I just saw a news article today saying that they are gonna their new characters that are coming out will be more Sega based, and they actually have it set up with their other releases, which is pretty genius. So right now you buy the game, but then next month for free you get Joker from Persona 5 to go along with Persona 3 Reload coming out. Well, I guess it's this month now because it's October. And then the month after that, you get Ichiban from Yakuza, which goes along with the Yakuza Kiwami 1 and 2 coming out for Switch 2. So we should get Kiryu in February, right, for Kiwami 3, I would think. But yeah, they're kind of planning everything around that. And it even shows it in the game. It's like there's a couple cups that aren't there yet, but they're going to come later. There's free DLC ones, but there's also paid DLC, which we saw in the Sony State of Play. Mega Man is coming to Sonic Racing Crossworlds now also. So they're going to have Mega Man-based levels, and you can race as Rush or Proto Man or Mega Man or whatever, which is cool. But you have to buy those, and there's also like SpongeBob, and I think there's supposed to be the Turtles at some point as well, the TMNT.
Heard that, yep.
But yeah, no, I am happy with it. And it got an update like right after I got it. I got an update, and I swear that it looked better after the update. Like I feel like the textures were a little bit cleaner, so it looked better than it did on the demo.
Cool.
But yeah, it's been fun. That's been the one I've been playing more than anything. And I made it to 30 hours in Trails in the Sky. I just got to the point where you have to like perform a play at this college or whatever, and there's a lot of fun backstory between all the characters for Trails in the Sky. There was this really funny boss that I was fighting against this gang called the Ravens, and the main guy, he would like punch the other members of the gang to like get their strength up or whatever. He'd be like, shape it up, and they'd like punch him in the face, and then it would be like speed rise, attack rise, like all this stuff, and he would but he would actually hurt them, like their health bar would drop, but he would punch him to keep him. And I just thought that was funny. I've never really seen that in a boss fight. And I was fighting like 6 of them at a time, and this one guy would go around and punch them to like up their stats, but also take some of their life away. I was like, oh well, so you're kind of helping me there a little bit. So, and you find out one of the main bracers is like part of that gang or started that gang or whatever. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun to play. Yeah, I wanted to get to 30 hours, and I think I'm at like 33 hours now or something like that. But. Hoping to beat that before next week, or before whenever the next big thing comes out. I was hoping to beat it before Pokemon Legends ZA.
Trying to clear the deck for October.
Yeah, well, it's October now, so it's already. I'm like, oh my god, it's the crazy gauntlet. It's the gauntlet month. Everything is coming out. Oh yeah. Aside from Pumpkin Mansion was cool. Metal Harbor, you saw that one. That's like the one that we thought was from Afterburner, but it actually turns out it's from Sonic Adventure 2, I think, was where he ran across. It was one of those adventures where he runs on an aircraft carrier. The Magma Planet looks really cool. It reminds me of Space Harrier, but apparently it's from a different game. Kronos Island was really cool because that one came directly from Sonic Frontiers, the game that I loved that year that it came out. And it really does feel, it gets a good feeling of that game. There's some stuff that looks very, very similar to stuff you could do on that. And Chow Park was really cool too because it's basically an amusement park, like centered around chows. But you do some really cool stuff where it feels like you're racing on as a roller coaster, and you go you get flip under and you go past the water and all that. And it's just got some really cool, neat looking stuff. Those are some of the later levels, but yeah, I really dug it. It's a good game. So check it out, anybody that's listening to this. But I think that's good. I think that's good for me. We could take a break and talk about whatever news is left here.
All right.
Hey, you.
It's me, Mario.
Yeah, you. Subscribe to our Patreon to hear our bonus shows, which happen every month.
I'm tired.
Tired of all the big corporate podcasts spoon-feeding you the same old video game news on every single show?
Spaghetti. Ravioli.
Then expand!
With NintenDomain Expansion Pack.
It's us talking about old games that were important to us. It's us interviewing people that we meet at conventions. And heck, it's live shows from those same conventions. It's basically everything you could want that NintenDomain ever made.
Here we go! And it's just $1 a month.
That's less than a bad indie on the eShop.
It's $12 a year, which is less than Nintendo Switch Online.
Thank you so much for subscribing to our Patreon and supporting NintenDomain.
Just go to patreon.com/NintenDomain podcast and, hey, Mario, let go. Whoa! He's throwing us back to the show.
So long, Bowser.
Patreon.com/NintenDomain podcast.
Game over.
Back from the break. Today is the 1st of October, so it begins, as I said, the gauntlet of many, 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 many October games coming out. I did actually look at that. You sent news to the Slack about they had 55 games from October, and it's not even all of them.
Yeah, Kotaku did
I looked at all of them.
Stuff coming out. Yeah,
I looked at all the ones that were on there because I was like, I wonder if they have all the ones that I'm interested in. And they were all on there. Mostly, I figured they might skip the Ease versus Trails game, but they had it on there. So, hooray to them! Don't forget about those Ease games; they're important. Yeah, October is starting. There's a lot of games coming out, but this week alone, we got some stuff happening. Final Fantasy Tactics, I think, is out soon or out now. I don't know. It might have been out yesterday. It's coming out this week. Lego Party. I actually watched a video review of this, and I was kind of intrigued by it. It's basically Lego's take on on Mario Party, which I like a lot. And it looked kind of cool. It made me intrigued by it. It's on sale right now for $35. It's normally $40. But I don't know. I mean, if it wasn't October and there wasn't like 7 other games that I wanted to get in the same month, I would get it. But it's it seemed interesting. Like it takes stuff from Mario Party, but it does some of its own unique stuff too. And yeah, I was curious because I like those virtual board games and that sort of thing. Nicktoons and the Dice of Destiny kind of looks like an RPG brawler, like whatever you call it, Diablo style game with various Nickelodeon characters in them. I remember seeing this announced, but I guess it came out this week. I didn't really remember what the release date was for it. And of course, Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 comes out
$70
tonight. Yeah, well, yeah, we talked about that before. $70 for the Switch 1 version, even, which just blows my mind that it's the same price for both of them. It's $70 on Switch 1, even. That just makes no sense at all to me.
I don't know. I think it was in Polygon. They said Super Mario Galaxy 1 plus 2 offers 2 great games for the price of 2.
Sure. It's whatever. I mean, I actually thought about maybe getting it when I thought that you could use the mouse control to control your star. But no, you can't do that. That's only in 2-player. You can't do it in single player. So, I mean, I was like a little intrigued for Mario 2 or whatever. But I have the game. I can play it. I'm
fine just playing the Wii version.
I have like 5 Wiis. I mean, I can use one of them, So it's fine. I don't need to spend $40 on it. It's kind of it's whatever. There it is. It's out. It's it's happening. Let's see, but what else? Oh yeah, Mortal Kombat Legacy finally is on the eShop. I don't know if that's really news, but I was just happy that it was finally there because I just kept looking for it.
It was available for pre-order. That's news. It's $5 off. Late pre-order.
It is available for pre-order, and it's on sale. It's $5 off, I think, until it releases on the 30th. So, so there it is.
Well.
And there's 2 different there's a Switch 1 and a Switch 2 version, but there's no difference between the 2 of them as far as price go. They're the same. So I'm wondering if there is actually a difference because these are pretty old games as to why we need a Switch 2 version and a Switch 1 version. But there are 2 there. Maybe if I look deeper into the description, it'll explain why there's 2 of them. But yeah, I'm happy to see that there finally, because I'm getting that one. It's one of my 6 October games there, towards the end. So I'm very excited to play that game.
I'll get that one too. So maybe next paycheck I'll pre-order it. Might as well save the $5.
I was gonna say you still got like 28 days, so you might have 2 paychecks in between then and now. I miss the old days of like the early years of the Switch when you could just buy games whenever they went up for pre-order and it would just automatically charge you. I miss that. I mean, yeah, now I understand. Like they want to wait and they won't charge you until like the week of when it's coming out and all that stuff. But
I don't know. I like being charged for something when I buy it. And,
exactly.
I don't like having to remind myself. Oh wait, yeah, I pre-ordered this game, 3 weeks ago or whatever, and then seeing the charge hit. I like to, if I'm pre-ordering it, I intend to buy it. So let me put down all the money now.
Yeah. Get it. Yeah, no, me too. That's why I don't do pre-orders until the week because I don't like that. Like I want them. Like I would love to just like pay for things now. Just be like, hey, I want a budget for all these games that are coming out. Like just let me pay for all of them right now, and then it'll be done, and they'll just show up on my system. But you can't do that until like the week of. Yeah. So
I don't really know.
So I don't do it anymore. But you used to be able to do it.
What's their logic on their end? Because if you're pre-ordering and you don't put your money down, I think you're probably more likely to cancel. So it's even like a worse reflection, I think, on or worse prediction rather. I think they use pre-orders to kind of assess like, what's the heat behind this game? Is our marketing working and all that? And if you're not putting your money down, you're less committed. So I don't know. It confuses me why they don't let us actually buy something right now if we want to.
I think a lot of it was like there were things that were like pre-order now, and people pre-ordered it and they didn't really know anything about the game, and then when the game started to show up later, they wanted to cancel their pre-orders, and that was a big deal. Like especially for like some like Kickstarter stuff or whatever, I don't know. But I think that was why, because, when you pre-order it now, it's like, oh, yeah, you pre-ordered, but you won't actually get charged until the week, but you can also cancel before the week. So I think the idea is just to give people more freedom, and maybe your kid gets a hold of your Switch and pre-orders something that you don't want that's coming out next year or something. I don't know. Like something around that. But yeah, I don't really see the point of doing it because I don't want it to just randomly charge me. I want to be in charge of when I'm charged, that sort of thing. So I can't pre-order any of these games, even though they are for pre-order that I want, until the day of whenever. But also, actually, another release that's coming out today, actually tomorrow, but still this week, the Arcade Archives game GB. And I don't really know anything about this game. It just intrigues me because you can use the mouse for it. You can use mouse control on it on Switch too. It was done by
Namco.
The creator of Pac-Man.
I think it was one of the first Pac-Man. Namco games. Yeah, I think they'd say that it was like their first. Or something about it was a historic Namco game. Like, not that it's a great game or whatever necessarily, but it's worth remembering.
You haven't played it, right? Or you don't know anything about it?
Never heard of it.
Yeah, I hadn't heard about it until like today or yesterday, whenever it was posted. I guess it's it kind of looks like a Breakout type game, which I'm looking at right now. But I guess that'd be kind of cool to use your mouse for.
You can do mouse mode on both the Switch 2 and on the Switch 1 with this game, but the Switch 2 one is $2 more. So I don't understand the whole Arcade Archives 2 thing. Like, why are they making a separate experience? It's these ancient arcade games. It doesn't need to be a separate
especially for a game that's like from 1978. Like,
right.
I don't think
make it clear to me why I'm paying $2 more to get this on the Switch 2. They both have mouse controls.
Yeah,
they both have mouse controls.
I know, but if you want the specific, Joy-Con 2 mouse controls, you got to pay $2.
I guess.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Like the same thing with whatever the Ridge Racer game. There was like 2 different versions. I ended up buying both of them because I was confused about what was what. Well, because I bought one, it's like, oh, well, you could pay like $1 and get the other one. And I'm like, okay, fine, but I don't think they're different. And I couldn't figure out what the difference was. I mean, maybe one has better frame rate, but they kind of look the same to me, and they're also old arcades. I don't know, so it's like whatever. But anyway, another hooray for another mouse mode game, I think. So there
was a random game released on Switch 1 yesterday, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, which when I saw that, I was like, that's a good idea. Like, if they make this a actual like nice polished game, and it costs $40, so I guess I'm assuming they put a little bit more effort into it. But I watched the trailer and I'm like, this is missing something, a key ingredient, which is
gameplay.
Well, no, it doesn't look like stop motion. Like, it's the same design as the characters, but it just looks like any old video game. Whereas they just like neglected to put some kind of flavor into the animation to make it look like stop motion, which is so intertwined with this whole property. Like, people want that herky jerky kind of motion to it. And there's games that do that. That new Yoshi game that's coming out that looks pretty good, like kind of stop motion-y, Why didn't they put this extra little bit of oomph into it? And this really could have been like something that actually, piqued my interest, because I have, warm feelings for that special, like everybody does. And I thought that could have been cool, but I think they missed an opportunity by just not adding that little tweak of making it look more stop motion-y.
I honestly thought the game had already come out before. It kind of looked like, to me, it looked like,
like shovelware.
Holiday shovelware. Yeah, it was like, didn't this already come out? Like, there's a whole bunch of like really shitty Christmas games on Switch 1. I figured it was just another one of those. And I thought I had seen it. I'd seen it before. Yeah.
And if you watch the trailer, you can kind of see like, oh, this might be something, of some kind of quality, not just shovelware. Yeah, I don't know. There was an opportunity here, and I think they missed it.
Isn't it a little early to be pushing fucking Christmas shit in my face? Like, can you at least wait till November?
Nope.
Or after Halloween?
After Halloween, yeah. No.
In September even. Like, F you, get out of here. Get out of here.
I saw
Christmas crap.
Christmas commercial 2 weeks ago already. So, yep. Yeah. We're in it.
I'm already, It's like, come on.
What do you know about this Heretic and Hexen update?
Nothing, because I didn't play it, but I did download it. I mean, there. I did look. I mean, I looked at whenever it was posted, like at some of the changes. I guess it didn't seem. I mean, it seemed like stability. I guess. I don't know. I did update it, and I was like, oh, I should play that again. Adds original games fire mace placement randomization for Heretic. Option to disable cutscene subtitles. Restore original 2-button press behavior. Yeah, a lot of stuff like that.
Are you going to get the blood refreshed supply?
Yes, I am actually. This game, so I mean, yeah, it was originally a 90s first-person shooter or whatever, but one of our old guests, Dylan, who was on they had their acting video game podcast, there was one of those years, like I always write like a favorite games of the year thing for Alex and Super GG Radio and all that, and he does too, and I remember reading his list. And he had this game on here when it came out, when the re-release came out, and that was in like 2018. So this is a game I've actually known about, you know, as something and I didn't even really know that it was a remake of an old one. It just was something that looked, I was like, oh yeah, another like first-person shooter that looks really cool to me. It's been on my radar for a very long time, and now it's happy that it's finally coming to Switch, and they're doing like a remaster or whatever by Night Dive Studios, and they do excellent work. So cool. Yeah, no, I'm on board. And thankfully it's not coming out in October. So there's a better chance of me getting it.
December 4th.
It's actually coming out the same day as Metroid Prime 4, supposedly. But I can get both if it's...
That's the Switch 1 version.
I don't think it's going to be like $60 or anything like that. Or $70 even.
December 4th is for the Switch 1 version. There's a Switch 2 version coming in 2026.
Oh, well...
I actually remember this game from back when I think it came out in 1997. But I never really... because it had a striking box art. It was just like a bloody handprint. It just said blood on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, it was all black and everything. But I don't really remember like what was unique about this game or how it differentiated itself, if it did in any way from Doom.
I mean, it looks a lot different. Like from what I've seen from the trailer here. I mean, it looks better. Like Doom was all like pixels at the time, and this one looks like it's a little more 3D. Or I guess it does look 2D. But I thought some of it looks a little bit more open, I guess, than Doom. Because I watched the trailer, and I saw, like, I don't know, it was bloodier, showed, like, heads flying off and all that stuff. So I don't know. But it's more of that stuff that I enjoy. So
I wonder if and when Night Dive will just package a bunch of these games together that they've done. Like I think that would do pretty well. You know, some years down the line, do Blood, Heretic, Hexen,
do like a greatest
whatever else they've
something.
done. Yeah, just bring them all together under one. Yep.
I mean, they did sell. They did do Turok 1, 2, and 3 as one thing, but those are all because they released them all separately, and then they sold them as a trilogy pack. But I mean, yeah, I get all the games that they make because they do such a great job at remastering things. Like even to the point of, as I've said before, from like Turok 3, where they actually like re-recorded dialogue and like added audio and all this extra stuff and lighting effects, and they do a lot of really cool stuff. Like it's not like they're not just throwing it out there. They actually take the time to make it look good, and they give you a lot of extra things too. Like I think like. Was it like Quake? You could play like the original like demo of it, and like all these extra like weird shit. Like I really like what they do, so I'm all for it.
And here's another one: Deus Ex Remastered coming.
On the other side, on the other side of things, people seem to be not very happy on this one because it's not a Night Dive Studios game. It's Aspire is doing it, which I guess they did do. They did like the Tomb Raider stuff, which was good, and they did like Soul Reaver as well, but it's not as good as some of the other stuff. And I've listened to a couple podcasts talk about it, and it seems like everybody really doesn't like what they're doing with it. That they would prefer that someone else was doing it instead of this, because it kind of looks like really just no love, like just a little bit of up-resing and not really. I don't know. I think people expected more from this game, so it seems to be already getting a lot of negativity. And that was a PlayStation State of Play announcement as well. I don't know. What do you think about this game? Anything?
No, I mean I do remember it coming out at the time, and I remember getting like 5-star reviews and all that kind of stuff. and being curious about it, but I never really looked into it beyond that.
I mean, Deus Ex is definitely nothing like Doom at all. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I actually did. I had Deus Ex for like my old Mac, my eMac or whatever that I had in college. I had a Deus Ex that I played on there, and I was so confused by the game. I had no idea what to do. I mean, it was one of those like really early games where you can pretty much, where it had like so much like, there's so many different things you can do and like so much variety in the way you can do things. But if you don't really understand the game, it can be really fucking confusing in that way too, because it doesn't really tell you anything. It kind of just drops you in the middle of it and expects you to figure things out. And it's not as easy as like UFO 50, where you're going like from left to right or something like that. You know, it was a full like open world, first person immersive sim or whatever, as I've heard people call it. But you know, I could not figure out how to play it. I tried, but it was it's confusing for me. So maybe I'll give it another try. But yeah, I really wish that Night Dive Studios was doing it, so it would look cooler. Yeah, people.
Isn't it kind of Matrixy? Like came out around that time. The guy has sunglasses on.
Yeah, because sunglasses began with the Matrix. No one wore them before then. No, I mean I don't know. I thought
the themes of the game.
Yeah, I thought it was pre Matrix, and the Matrix was done about 30 times before that movie came around too.
Ghost in the Shell.
Yep. I think the biggest Plato's Cave, a really old story from hundreds and hundreds of years before the Matrix.
Pretty sure Plato watched the Matrix first.
Yeah, I think the only thing they really did was putting a whole bunch of cameras in a circle so they could do that spin move. I think that's the big like evolution that Matrix did. I mean, I liked it. I liked it so much better in previous movies. What was the one Crow movie that they did, which was also the Matrix and better than the Matrix? Dark City.
Wait, what?
Dark City. That was a better Matrix movie than the Matrix.
Oh, Dark City. No,
Yeah.
That's not a Crow movie, but that's...
Well, it was made by... Wasn't it made by Alex Proyas? That's what I mean.
Maybe the same guy, yeah.
That's what I mean. I know it's not a Crow movie, but it was made by someone who made The Crow.
Yes.
But I like that. I like that movie better than the Matrix.
I certainly loved it better than the Matrix.
Or like THX 1138, George Lucas's first movie. That's a fucking Matrix movie too, way before the Matrix. I'm just saying, it was they get more benefit than what they deserve. But I mean, I don't know. I think I always thought of it like kind of futuristic hacking type thing. But I don't know if it predates the Matrix or not. It did have like a PlayStation 2 port, but that was much later. But anyway, I don't know. I mean, I'd be willing to maybe give it a try. We'll see what people think of it. Its announcement kind of fell, was very much a dud from what I heard, because people don't really like the way it looks, the way the new thing looks or whatever.
Well, we got some more footage out of Tokyo Game Show for a bunch of things, but among them, the Hyperfunk game that I mentioned last week. There's a good half-hour video on Famitsu's YouTube channel, where you can just watch people play Hyperfunk.
Yeah, they had a demo there, right? They had a demo on the floor. This is what it is.
They did, yeah. I'm amazed by this team that they put the sequel out so quickly. I hope, that means, I hope that it's different enough from the original that's not just like extra levels or whatever. But still, to put out a sequel so quick, good on them. And I'm really looking forward to it. Professor Layton and the New World of Steam also got some new footage from that. And I think I could see myself getting this game. I liked the first one. Remember, did I have the first one, or did I think I just borrowed it from GameStop for a moment and
borrowed
it back. Well, because
what do you mean? You stole it? Are you confessing here to the listeners about your crime against GameStop?
No, my girlfriend at the time worked at the GameStop.
Oh, okay.
So she could bring home games and stuff.
It's like
I think that was what I borrowed.
It's like, let me just steal this one, honey. It's fine. It's all right. Yep. I'm worth it. I'll bring it back. I promise. Yeah, I never really played any of these games, but I know a lot of people do like them. But I've never played them.
Virtua Fighter 5 Revo World Stage got some new footage.
Yeah, I didn't watch the trailer yet. I'm just waiting for a release date, because I think that one's coming out in October also, but for every system other than Switch 2. So it's kind of like, because Switch never got a release, so I just would like to know what's going on with that.
Double Dragon Revive got a release date coming out on the 23rd.
Another October game. I'm intrigued by this game.
Yeah, me too.
I think like watching the new trailer, it seemed like there was a lot more to it, and it's one of those things I want it to be good, and I expect it'll probably be good, but it falls on the same day as was it the 23rd is Persona. That's Persona 3 Reload and the new Katamari game, so there's no room for Double Dragon Revive. I'm sorry in that time for me.
If it had a better look to it, I would certainly be all over it, but it just looks so generic to me.
I think the gameplay of it looks great from what I saw in that previous trailer, like the one that just dropped for this. I thought it made it look better than it did before.
Something that we both care deeply about. Unfortunately, Borderlands 4 got delayed.
It did, yeah. I was just really waiting for Borderlands 4.
Yeah.
I
remember when I heard the news, and I called you up and tears in my eyes, and then we both had a good cry about it.
Yeah, don't you actually? I think you have more. Don't you own more Borderlands games than I do?
I have the
Switch ones.
Yeah,
you have a couple of them.
I think I have all three of them. Yeah. I've never played them really. I sampled the first one. I didn't get into it in the 10 minutes that I played it, but I bought it because they were all on sale for $5 or whatever. Yeah, I never really tried them all.
I mean, I have some like good memories of it, I guess, because I played through Borderlands 1 all the way through on PlayStation 3. I think I either got it for really cheap or it was on PlayStation Plus or something like that, and I beat it, but they're all kind of the same. So I never played 2 or 3 after that. I was like, well, one was fun for the time, but I don't feel like I need to go back to that world. And apparently I played it wrong anyway, because you're supposed to play it multiplayer, and I played it by myself. But but I mean, I know people really enjoy the co-op aspect of it or whatever. But it kind of sucks when you see like stuff that's worked out really well, like the Star Wars Outlaws game, looks great on Switch 2. That was kind of an impossible port that some people may think because it was a PS5 only game, and this one what's the problem? Because you hear Capcom saying that Switch 2 works better than they thought for Requiem and all that, and I felt like maybe this would have been an easier one, but I guess not because it got delayed. I don't know. You got to play it on another system if you really want to play it. Blame Randy Pitchford for it. Throw your pitchforks at Pitchford.
You blame Trump for the next one. Terminator 2D No Fate got delayed.
Yeah, I mean, the tariffs are awful, but it gives me more of a possibility of buying it now that it doesn't fall in the October timeline, because it was going to come out on the same day as Dragon Quest 1 and 2 and the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. That's just... So I'm sorry, you got no fighting chance there.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Terminator, but I don't know. Not enough to buy it with those two giant games happening at the same time. Like, no way. No fucking way.
Well, basically got delayed because they have a special edition coming out with all kinds of goodies and stuff. But the tariffs after that up.
Because of the physical version, right? Yeah, because of the
physical
deluxe
version.
Yeah, the physical deluxe version.
Yeah, so they have to, I guess, replan all that kind of stuff. And they said they don't want to release the digital game separate from the physical. They want to release it all at once, which I think makes perfect sense. But yeah.
And this is the second time it's been delayed. Also, it was delayed. It was delayed before, because it went from September to October, and now it's going from October to November. So I mean, it's been delayed before. It's being delayed again. So, whatever. Yeah, November 26th now. I mean, I don't know of any game coming out then yet. November is reserved for Kiwami 2. And maybe the Kirby game, but I don't know. Probably not. Whatever it's called.
Here's a weird one.
Right.
2K reveals the online shutdown date for WWE 2K5 just months after the Switch 2 release. So they're shutting it down in 2027. They announced, and they just released this game in like July or June. Yeah.
Well, I mean, don't forget that they will have released 2 more games by that time. So I don't think anybody's going to care because they release these every year. So there's going to be 2K26 and 2K27 will be out by that time. So I mean,
suppose
it's still I could never see myself buying these like every year, like especially at $70 or whatever. Like, but I mean, it's kind of, I don't know. It's like,
yeah,
I mean, I'm still waiting for it to be on deep discount sale. I mean, it's good, and I'm impressed by all the game sharing you can do with it. But I don't know. It's WWE people. I really don't care. But
yeah, there's folks who will certainly buy this every year. I think there's probably a lot more who are like, I'm going to get this once every 3 or 4 years when there's like a real big difference between them. And there's people like me who like, I'm pretty good just having the AEW game that I've got. That can be my wrestling game for a good long while. So it just doesn't make sense to me to announce the shutdown date. I mean, I guess I'm glad they're being transparent about it.
I mean, that's for their online stuff. I mean, speaking of the AEW, they shut that one down like a few months after it came out. So I mean, but they didn't. I mean, once the DLC stopped, it was done. Even though I got a good like 300 hours of fun out of that game and met some friends along the way, but I mean, they shut that one down pretty quickly too. I don't think we ever even got a year on that one. So I mean, before they dropped any sort of future online shit, I'm still hoping we'll get some sort of, AEW Fight Forever again or Fight Forever and Ever or something. I want to see like I want to see a new game of that because there's so many like new AEW wrestlers that I really like that just don't have any representation in video games or whatever. Like the people that, I see matches like I was watching it tonight and you see matches where like, maybe the whole card is like 20% was on the game and then and there's so many new cool wrestlers that aren't on there, that I would love to see something of. Or give me a fucking Fire Pro Wrestling game where I can just play like New Japan Pro guys or whatever. Like even that one, like I have the PlayStation 4 one, and that one's still like really old, but it's good. Like give us one of those or something. I don't know. I just would like to see another new wrestling game that has some wrestlers on there I like. Maybe someday that wrestling game that I kickstarted will come out, but I wouldn't put money on it because
I forgot about that one.
Yeah, I paid for it, so it's getting sent to me for free, and I made sure and changed my address even because I kickstarted it when I lived in a different place. So I still get updates from them, and I read their updates occasionally, in the emails. And last I heard was they were at Gamescom, showing some stuff there behind closed doors, for the higher ups or whatever. So they're still pushing it. It's got a kick-ass like a lot of wrestlers on there, like Raven's in there. He was one of my favorites back in the day, so I like that. But I'd love to see it. I don't know. I'd love to see any of it. Something playable, or I don't know. I mean, and keep in mind, it's only like the one guy doing it, so he's got his hands full. But still, I'd like to see other wrestling games. We did talk about the Kiwami prices last week because they dropped like right before we did it.
Capcom explained why whether releasing 3 Resident Evil games at the same time. We commented on this last week or the week before. Yeah, so 7, 8, and 9 are coming out on the same day. So here's the reason why. All right, so Capcom's I'm going to read this from Nintendo Everything. So Capcom's Masato Kumazawa has spoken about what went into that decision as part of a recent interview. He said in an interview with VGC, actually, Village was the game that we prototyped first, and we tried out on Switch 2 hardware when we first got the kit. We had cloud versions originally for 7 that ran first on the Nintendo Switch. So we had a bit of baseline there for the hardware itself, its predecessor at least, and Village running natively on Switch 2 was a smooth process that we thought, oh, well, we can look at Requiem as well. So that, as we said, went smoothly. So we had 2 of the 3 kind of working at that point, and we were like, well, let's go ahead and add in 7. So it just made sense to us to release them all at the same time when Requiem comes out, so that in one go you can go from not having these games on Switch 2 to, if someone is a new player and they want to check out the 3 most recent games, they can jump right in. So you can go from the new game or start at 7 and go through to 9. I mean, sure.
I guess because they're working on them all at the same time, and that's why they want to put them all out. That's kind of what I gathered from it. But it's also,
I suppose, and there's a marketing thing too. Like every time for each individual game, you have to start up a whole new marketing plan, and maybe it would triple their marketing costs, to keep the attention going on the series over the course of a couple of months versus we can just do it all at once. I guess that makes sense. There's something to the argument of I can choose whichever order I want to play it in. I think that a lot of these sales might still cannibalize one another for the folks who haven't played all of those games. So I don't know. I'm not going to get all 3 at once, certainly. If anything, I would get 7, which would hold off, my purchase of 8 and 9 until later on this year.
Yeah, just start with 7. That's what I would think if you hadn't played it. I haven't played 7, but I played 8. So, I figured I'd just get 9 and I'll get 7 later. It kind of depends on what the price is of all of the old ones is what I want to see, I'm guessing they'll probably be like $40 or something like that. I don't know. Maybe you'll have all 3 of them together that you can get. Maybe
that would be smart.
If it's
they
not
get a deal.
Yeah, if it wasn't
all 3
something
for $100 or something.
Yeah, if it wasn't something ridiculous, I'd get them all 3 at once. But yeah, it's kind of like, I don't know. I also saw something directly from Capcom saying that they weren't really sure if the game was scary anymore, which just kind of seems like it just makes me feel like we've worked on this game for so long that we don't even know if this is even going to scare you or not. It's like that just kind of seemed like an overtired like those guys who worked so much on Mortal Kombat where they were just seeing dead bodies hanging from stuff whenever they close their eyes, that sort of thing. It's like, oh yeah, we don't even know what you'll think about this game because we've been doing so many
we're so numb to things that are terrifying.
Yeah,
so we live in absolute terror for the 3-year development of this game.
I just thought it was kind of funny. It's like, well, yeah, probably because you're overworked and you just don't even know what's what anymore. But
right, it's probably like when you work on a comedy, you sit and you write the jokes and it's funny to you the first time around, but if you're working on a movie for 2 or 3 years, it's a comedy.
Yeah,
it's I don't know if it's funny anymore. Yeah,
or it may not even, or they may not even get the what you're referencing or whatever. By the time it comes around. But yeah, Requiem. I watched just some of the footage from Tokyo Game Show, but I thought it looked great. I don't think it wasn't the Switch one, but from what I've heard of the people who did play the Switch 2 version, it does look good. I think it was only handheld, but people thought it ran real smoothly, so that's what I like to hear.
Let's jump from that to this news on the Resident Evil remake movie.
Yeah, I'm surprised you just saw this. This was kind of announced a couple months ago or something. I heard this. Well, I heard this a while back. I don't think we ever mentioned it, but this was. Yeah, I heard this at least a month ago, maybe 2 months ago.
So here's the thing, not that the movie was, this is not an announcement of the movie, because as Trey just said, this was announced a little while ago.
Of the director also.
Right. Well, the director is Zach Kreger, who directed Barbarian and Weapons, which I just saw Weapons 2 weeks ago, and I loved it. I thought that was an amazing movie.
I thought... Yeah, we watched it a couple weeks ago too. I thought it was okay. I give it a 7 out of 10. Most horror movies that people lose their shit about, I don't think are very good. Anyway, I felt I don't know. I hear people being like, "Oh my god, it's so scary." It's like, "Oh, you've never seen a horror movie before. There's nothing scary about this movie." And I don't know. There were a lot of things that didn't make sense. What was the motivation of the witch lady? It's witches be witching. Okay, all right. Why are the kids still there a year later? Why did you wait so long to look for them until a year? It's it was maybe it was super overhyped to me, but I don't know. It didn't really do that much for me. But thinking of it, I didn't really like Barbarian that much either. So maybe it's just
I like Barbarian
that style. I thought it was fine, but I didn't think it was this fucking amazing horror movie or whatever. I thought it was just another movie, But as far as directors go from Resident Evil, like going from like fucking Weasel Shit Anderson to like this guy is fine. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
maybe they'll have some worthwhile Resident Evil movie that I probably still won't see because I only watched one of them, and that was for our Patreon episode where I watched Resident Evil 1 just to say that I did, just so I could talk about how it wasn't quite as bad as I thought. But I didn't watch all like 7 of the other ones or however many there were that came out.
Yeah. Well, the news this week is that he has clarified that his movie takes place in the same universe as the games, and it's actually a side story to Resident Evil 2, which I think is a cool approach for an ongoing series like this. Like, maybe it's smartest not to try and adapt one specific game, and it's certainly, better than just making up your own, non-canon universe the way that Paul W.S. Anderson did. Just to say that, hey, this is actually happening alongside the games, but it's kind of happening, over here. Look over this direction. That's where my story is taking place. That's cool. I like that. Gives him some freedom, but still roots it in the actual game series.
But hopefully no Alice this time.
No Alice this time.
Somebody else. Like, no. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's been so many Resident Evil movies. This is just like, I don't know. Maybe this one will be better. When like Jess and I watched Weapons, like whenever it came out on digital, and we actually watched Weapons and we watched Bring Her Back at the same time.
I don't know that one.
They're actually very, very similar, and I thought Bring Her Back was much better than the two of them. They both involve a witch person controlling people through the twisting of hair and various things. Bring Her Back actually came out a few months before Weapons did, but Bring Her Back just had so much more heart to it, like, and sympathetic characters. I just felt like it was done so much better. It was made by the person who did Talk to Me, which was another horror movie that was praised pretty well. And actually, originally they were supposed to direct the Street Fighter movie, which I don't know what's happened to that, but I thought that was weird. It's like, oh yeah, you made this great horror movie, go do Street Fighter. It's like, well, so I don't know what became of that. But we watched them like back to back, and I was like, wow, these movies are so similar. They're like even including like the salt seals and all that sort of shit. I just thought the witch in the Bring Her Back one made sense. Like, she actually was much more. She wasn't just weird looking lady in a wig. She actually had like some motivation, and you cared for her and all that. I don't know.
I think one of the things I liked about Weapons so much is that I successfully went into that movie completely blind. I had no idea what it was about, which is such a rare experience in this day and age. Basically, I just, since I started about 2 years ago to abstain from watching trailers if I'm the least bit interested, this is one of the first experiences where it's like, oh, this is not part of a franchise. I just heard that, this is like an excellent movie, and it's from a director who made something that I liked previously, so I'm not going to watch anything about this. And it was cool to go in not knowing anything about it and discovering what the movie was.
I came in the exact same way. I watched no trailers of it whatsoever. Yeah. I just heard people saying they liked it. That's all I knew. Yeah. I didn't know anything about it. I knew nothing about fucking a wig lady or whatever. Like, I didn't know anything. I just was like, I thought it looked fine. I thought it was shot well. It was just kind of like, I don't know. It just didn't do anything for me in the end. And it was I knew nothing about it whatsoever, aside that people liked it. And some people thought it was scary, which I don't see any scary parts of it. But yeah. Anyway,
here's a movie that did something for the whole video game industry. Battle Royale.
The Simpsons too?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
But Battle Royale is having a 25th anniversary screening. I'm absolutely going to this. I say that because Battle Royale, obviously, that's the term, the genre, the video game genre, is named after this movie, and a lot of things sort of came from this movie, which I've actually heard. In turn, the author of the book that this movie is based on was inspired by the Stephen King book, The Long Walk.
Oh yeah, I want to see.
Also
I want to see
that movie too. Yeah.
That's out. That's out now too. I mean,
I'd like to see it.
I'll probably just listen to the audiobook since I listened to Carrie and Salem's Lot, and those were great. I mean, I have Amazon Music, which has free audiobooks on it, so
cool.
I could just listen to the Long Walk on there.
Well, Battle Royale is a movie that I've seen, I don't know, at least probably a dozen times. I remember in college, my roommate had it, and he was like, "You got to see this crazy movie," and I ended up borrowing his copy again and again. So it comes out October 12th. Actually, to a couple dates: 12th, 13th, and 15th. I think it's like a
no Tuesday. No
something.
Tuesday. They're just not showing it on Tuesday, on the 14th. It's weird. Yeah, October 13th is our 6-year wedding anniversary. Justin,
you go see Battle Royale.
We could, but we're not gonna. I've seen that movie a bunch of times too. I've seen it probably a dozen times as well, and I watched it with you in college, and maybe that might have been one of the first times I watched it. I remember my old roommate Brandon had. I used to play it at the bar that I worked at. I've seen it plenty of times.
I remember there was a mystique around the movie at the time, and like my roommate having a copy, he was like, "Oh, how'd you get that?"
Oh yeah, because it was
those kind of movies.
Yeah, movies weren't accessible as they are now. It wasn't as easy to get like a Japanese movie. You'd have to. I mean, even like downloading one was difficult off the internet. I don't think they even were doing torrents or whatever then. It was harder. You'd have to use like a LimeWire or some shit like that. Napster even.
And then, as Trey mentioned earlier, the Simpsons movie is getting a sequel. It's confirmed.
Yeah, it was
2027.
Yeah, it was from a social media. Yeah, I mean, it had been rumored for a long time that they were doing a second one. It's kind of funny. I don't know. I mean, sure, why not? But I mean, it's gonna. I hope that it has a whole lot of stuff in it for people who haven't watched the last 20 seasons of Simpsons won't understand. Because there's been so much that has happened since the last Simpsons movie. They should just make it all about that, just to alienate anybody who has not watched the new Simpsons stuff. That's what I would do with it. Because they've had a lot of changes in characters and voices also, too. Like, I mean, it's nice to have, people of color done by people of color. That was a big thing that they changed. But I don't know. Well, we'll see. It'll be kind of weird to see it. We'll see the big Disney logo at the beginning of it too, because they own the Simpsons now.
Well, I remember even like when the first movie came out, that was sort of the same vibe around it. It was like, really, it's been so long now. The show's been out. Why release a movie of it now? I think it was 2007.
Yeah, I think a lot of people had probably dropped off the show by then. Because I think I stopped watching the show in like '99 or something. At around season 10 was when I stopped watching the show.
It was a big hit movie, it was a decent enough movie. But I remember feeling at the time, it was like, this doesn't feel like anything necessarily bigger than they've done in one of the bigger episodes. Like this isn't bigger than Who Shot Mr. Burns or something like that.
I mean, I think it's
like, what else could you do though? I don't know.
I mean, I think it's pretty. I mean, we could definitely have some more naked cartoon wieners in this one. Everybody remembers Bart's dick. I mean, that's a big part I remember of the whole thing. We could have dicks of other animated characters in there. There's never enough animated dicks in movies. So, it's about time.
Do more to make Disney uncomfortable.
We need to see Milhouse's dick, like just Martin's dick. We could do Nelson.
All the thousands of Simpsons characters. We're going to see them all nude.
Mostly children to make it even weirder. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see what they can do with it. I guess I don't know. They should come out with another Simpsons game too. Even though I know that wasn't a Simpsons movie game, but it still came out around the time of the Simpsons movie. So they should make a sequel to the game as well. That's what I think.
Yeah, I'd like that.
But I don't know. I mean, I'll probably end up seeing it. I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, even when that one came out, it was people had kind of fallen off the show.
Moved on. Yep.
Yeah. No, I did think the show got a little bit better. Like once after Disney bought it, but some of the newer stuff has been better. I haven't watched all of the newest stuff, but there were some episodes that I liked, like of the newer stuff. It's just not as consistent, I guess.
Have you seen Guile's hair in the Street Fighter movie?
I mean, I think I saw this picture, like it was hung on a wall, like with some other wigs.
Yeah,
I think I saw.
So this is a photo from the set, which was taken by one of the other stars of the movie, Andrew Schultz, who plays Dan. On his Instagram, he posted a picture of the makeup trailer, and you can see a wig up in the corner, which is Guile's hair. Yep, paintbrush look and all.
Yep, there it is. Yeah, no, I saw it just because I follow a lot of wrestling accounts and, any sort of wrestling thing that happens, they post. And that was
Gives me some hope.
Because of Cody Rhodes being Guile and all that.
I mean, it looks game accurate. So if they're willing to go with ridiculous hair, I think that says something about this movie. I'm looking forward to it.
I mean, I don't think I'll go to the theater to see it, but I'll see it at some point. I mean, I'm definitely interested in it. I saw 50 Cent with the Balrog hair too, so or the Balrog / M Bison hair, depending on what country you're from. But I mean, it has like the lines and all that from the original one. So I mean, they're doing, they're getting detailed about it.
Right.
So I don't know. I really want to see Jason Momoa as Blanca. Like that's what I want to see. What does that look like? Let's see that.
I don't know. I'm not mad at that casting. It could be okay.
It is. I mean, it's pretty wild. My best friend, Dave DeSmalchin is on there, so I'll be able to go for free because we had that epic night where we hung out and had drinks together years ago.
That's right. He's giving you half his salary for this
since
movie.
I'm on the guest list of everything he does. It's pretty cool. He's just like, hey, you changed my life that time that you got me a cab to the Whistler, and here's free things. That's what he does. We talk like all the time. He's never been on the show, but
In fact, he's foregoing his credit in the movie. He's just going to put your name in there instead.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Let's talk about these two things. One terrible thing, and then one other big bit of news that everybody's talking about. Terrible thing. Saudi Arabia, Jared Kushner, and other investors have purchased EA for $55 billion. Yep, that's right. EA is now owned by Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, that was pretty
Jared
wild.
Kushner. Yep.
That was, yeah.
It makes me feel all kinds of ick.
It was weird, yeah. It's yeah. That just kind of I didn't know that EA was for sale.
I didn't know that they were for sale. I don't like this idea of an oppressive government. I'm not the only one who's saying this. Owning this video game company, all the various properties and IP, that puts me at a moral crossroads. Like I don't think I want to buy these games. I don't think I want to buy an EA game anymore.
Yeah.
And this is another thing that's going on in the news. There's a big comedy festival that Saudi Arabia is putting on, and there's lots of controversy because a bunch of comedians have signed on, and other comedians are speaking out against it, saying like basically, why are you going to go, get paid from the same guy who like paid to murder Jamal Khashoggi, the reporter. That was David Cross specifically saying that. Because people are taking a stance on either side of this, Saudi Arabia making these grand gestures as if to say we are like, more open, open-minded Western type, society, having a big comedy festival. We're buying EA, but they're not like doing the actual portion of what made such, American staples, creativity, like a real thing, which is like to actually become a full democracy where people have the choice, people have freedom of speech. And that's what like makes things like comedy festivals and video game companies, actual like possible. The fact that people have the freedom to express themselves. They're like doing it. They're acting in a superficial way to try and seem more modern without actually doing the work of becoming more modern. And yeah, I don't think I'm buying EA games anymore, which, in the last generation wasn't really happening on Switch anyway. So I guess no big loss.
Yeah. I mean, well, Saudi Arabia's kind of had their hands in a lot of things for a while, including like Xbox too, which I don't care about Xbox. I'll never get one, and also like with Saudi Arabian controversy, there was a lot of like, big wrestling events that happened there because they tried to like just kind of buy people, just, sell it off as a place for people to go or whatever, that sort of thing. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, speaking of Xbox, did you see what happened to them too? Where
no,
they just doubled the price of their whatever the games that you get. I forget what it's called. It's like it's whatever Xbox's version of PlayStation Plus
Game
is.
Pass?
Yeah, they just doubled the price of Game Pass from 15 a month to 30 a month. And I wanted to take a picture of it on my phone, but I lost it. I could to put it on the Slack, but it said that Xbox's website went down because so many people were canceling their Game Pass at once. It was like the opposite side of Silk Song. You know,
like
we're like
rushing to purchase something.
Yeah,
rushing to cancel and take your money away.
Yeah, everybody was rushing to cancel their Game Pass because of doubling the price of it, and it broke the website, which I thought was funny. So it's like how to know that you did something wrong. You know, it's there you go. It's like, oh, maybe we shouldn't have done that. So I don't know. But I think they're partially owned by Saudi Arabia. Honestly, I think Nintendo is too. But
I think there's like a small stake. Yeah. Which makes me feel like he still. Yep. I don't know. I wish like these companies would take on investors, like would show more discernment about like who they're getting into business with. It's, you know, not necessarily, it's not great to just like take whoever's money just because money is being offered, you know, like that money's coming from something, from somewhere. And people are in many cases, you know, dying in order to get this person their money that you're now accepting. And like, just, you know, it's not everything. And I wish there was more safeguards in place, or the people would just be more discerning who they're taking money from.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they were in a bad position and they were going to get bought out regardless. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I don't understand. But anyway, yep.
I don't know what you commented the ice thing from, but I've seen multiple ice commercials.
So yeah, here's what that's about. So the Pokemon Company, Homeland Security was using the Pokemon theme song to say, you know, gotta catch them all.
Oh,
you know, in regards to, people who are here illegally. Yep. So Pokemon Company kind of clapped back this week and said that Homeland Security's use of its property in this promo video was unauthorized. But Department of Homeland Security, you know, as can be expected, doesn't seem to care. So, but I commented on that and said, you know, I saw this week for the first time an ice commercial. I was watching something. I forget what channel it was.
They're on watching some. It's on everything. Like we Jess and I were watching like the Bears game like over the weekend on Sunday. You know, we were watching Chicago Bears, and I saw a fucking ice commercial, and it wasn't on Fox. You know, which Fox is owned by Disney now anyway, but not Fox News. Which Fox News is a different channel aside from what plays football. You know, it's all whatever. But I saw it on there, and then I was watching AEW tonight, and then I saw it on fucking HBO Max also because I was watching it through HBO Max, and I'm like, is it just on every fucking channel? Like it sucks. I really don't like that. Weird. That's a fucking commercial on TV. That's like, you know,
do you want to join ICE?
Yeah, get rid of all these criminals, all these, you know, just saying all this.
It's a recruitment
untrue things.
Specific, yeah. It's not just like, you know, arguing the political position. It's actually a recruitment commercial saying you have what it takes, you know, to join ICE
to get rid of those non-American criminals or what. Like,
it was.
It was even like worked into like a South Park episode. Like I've been watching the new stuff, and Garrison starts working for ICE because they're offering so much money to start there, and that came out like a month ago. That episode did, so it's like,
It struck me as, because I don't watch that much, you know, like linear TV or like cable TV or whatever. But I was at my parents' house and I forget what channel it was, and it came on, and we both just, you know, my mom and I just kind of looked at each other like, this commercial is weird. Like it's just a strange prospect. Like, imagine this. Have you ever seen a commercial for the police department? Have you ever once seen someone?
I mean,
say,
yes.
Like,
Yes, I have, because there are here. I mean, we have billboards in Chicago that say, like, join the
I
police.
suppose so, yeah.
Like, so yes, I have seen commercials for the police department. I've seen commercials for the Army. Also, a toxic thing to maybe you don't want to be involved with.
Another one. Yeah.
Which also they've done awful things to. I mean, they like when I was in high school, they used to fucking call me on the phone and like ask me to join the Army or whatever directly, like house to house. They would do that. So I mean.
Oh yeah, they come to high schools.
Yeah, but somehow they got a hold of our
number,
like our Morton number, and I remember them calling me, and I was a teenager, so I just answered the phone, and they're like, well, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm playing video games. It's like, oh yeah, you want to join the Army? I'm like, no. Like, why am I talking to you? But I mean, I was a kid, so I just answered the phone when anybody called. Or there was that whole thing where they did like a Twitch stream to try to get people to join the Army, and they got kicked off Twitch. Like
they did the game, they did the whole game, America's Army.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just another. It's just another shade here, I guess. It's not like we haven't seen it before. It's just they're just fine with being worse about it or more upfront of their worseness or whatever.
All right, let's end it on this one. This is the big news from Nintendo this week, that there's a leadership change at Nintendo of America.
So long, Doug Bowser.
So long, Doug Bowser. He's retiring.
So long, Gay Bowser. I mean, King Bowser. I mean, Doug Bowser, whatever. Yeah, he left. Just kind of out. It's kind of out of nowhere. Yeah. He's like, I'm done. I'm out. I stole enough castles. I'm done with you.
That's it. I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense in this, in this business that they're, they just launched the console, and it's like, why not leave now when I'm on a high? Like, I did a good job. Switch 2 is selling really, really well. Don't want to stick around for a whole nother console cycle, which is another 8 years. At this point, I think he's in his mid 60s or so. So he's like retirement age. So
he's like, I worked for like 3 years. I'm good to retire here. I mean, well, I'm sure he worked elsewhere, but I don't feel like he was at Nintendo for that long.
It was 6 years. Yeah.
How was it?
So he came in just before the pandemic. And that's another notable accomplishment. He managed Nintendo through the pandemic. And, did a good job with that too. So, yep. Thanks for leading Nintendo, Doug Bowser, and we look forward to Devin Pritchard, who is the new person, notably the first woman to be president of Nintendo.
How dare they? How dare you bring a woman in? No, I'm joking. No, I'm sure she'll do great. I'm sure there's plenty of toxic people out there that would say that, but I'm sure she's great. I don't know.
Yeah, I watched the video
about her, but
I watched a video of her like at the Switch 2 launch at the San Francisco store, just to kind of like get a feel for her and all that. And that seems like a warm and friendly person. Like, she was hosting the evening as they were launching at the store and all that stuff. So, and she's been there for 20 years. And on Kit and Krista this week, they did a little bit about her. They seem to have every confidence that she's going to do a great job. So,
yeah, cool. She's already been on. Yeah, she's already worked there for a while, right? She's already worked with Nintendo in various positions before. She's not just like jumping in for this.
Right.
Cool. All right. Well, I think that's good for this episode for 491. 9 weeks from our 500th episode. Pressure. It's actually will be mid to December, if anybody was wondering when episode 500 will be. So I have to put the pressure on to think of something big.
Yeah, send us some ideas of what we should do for our 500th episode.
Yeah. Our top 500 favorite games.
Yeah.
That was going to be like I thought about it. I was like, well, our 10-year anniversary is coming up, so we should be like, for our 10-year anniversary, we're releasing 10 hours of podcast in one episode. Oh my God, that would be so. I would never want to edit that, but we could do that. But yeah, thanks everybody for listening to this episode. And if you want to support the show, go to patreon.com/NintenDomain podcast, and you can get bonus episodes and videos of us early in the WART radio, where you get to hear all of the music, the intros and outros mixed into a nice playlist and all that fun stuff, among other things. And help us out, because we do this on our own. We are completely independent from anything else. So yeah. And you can find us on Blue Sky at NintenDomain, at Trey Johnson, at JerDomain. I've seen some posts, maybe not on Blue Sky, but from Jeremy. But hopefully we'll see him next week. And YouTube.com/NintenDomain podcast and Twitch.tv/NintenDomain podcast. I actually posted the end part of last week's episode of the video of John talking about the Game Chasers on there. So if you want to see it, it's on there. It's like 18 minutes or so, but I thought it was nice. So it was like a clip that I posted on there, which I'll do sometimes, but you can see that. And also the whole video is on YouTube now too, but not the video of us, but the edited version of the podcast is on there. So you can listen to that there as well. But yeah, we've been your hosts. I'm Trey Johnson.
John Nitter.
And thanks everybody for listening. We'll see you next time.
See ya.
So long, Bowser listeners.
Wouldn't you rather be running? Isn't driving too slow for you?